Don't worry about your Cinderellas and your Prince Charmings. They can take a running jump. New research has found the most blissful brides don't believe in happily ever after.
That's right. Now women are being warned against buying into the dangerous fantasy of a storybook ending.
Yes.
Relationship expert Melissa Ferrari joins us in the studio now to talk us through the findings. Good morning, Melissa.
Hey, Melissa.
Good morning. Hello, how are you?
Why do the happiest wives shy away from a fairy tale fantasy?
Well, there was a study done by a woman named Ellen McCarthy, and she wrote the book The Real Thing. And she researched, she interviewed a woman called Iris Krasnow. And she did a research of 200 married women and found that the most happiest never bought into the dangerous fantasy, the myth of happily ever after.
So, why are women, some men too, so prone to chasing the perfect storybook ending?
Well, I think that there's some conditioning set up from very, very young. There's the fairy tale fantasies. There's Walt Disney, who's contributed to that a little bit. And so there's also a bit of conditioning sometimes from parents that once you're married, you'll be set and you'll live happily ever after. So conscious women nowadays, and I think there are a lot more of them, are more aware of that and go into marriage, you know, knowing, if you think about it, that you can go into it not with those kind of preconceived ideas.
You're an average guy, but I'll round you up to Mr. Right.
That's right.
Yeah, right. So how can we ensure that we don't fall into the trap of these dangerous fantasies?
First of all is being aware of the unconscious. We come into relationship with all of our relationships that have come before us. We've been shaped psychologically since we were young, and so those kind of things are with us when we go into relationship. Being aware to know that sometimes we fight and sometimes we play out things from the past. Also, creating an inner dialogue that says, I love my partner, although sometimes we're going to have a bad day. And also learning your relationship style. Some of us are a little bit more anxious in our attachment. Some are a little
Why'd you
bit
look
more...
at me when you say that? Why are you saying I'm anxious? Do I seem anxious to you? You're anxious.
Do you think you might be bringing some things from your past here, David?
I'm
right
not
now?
defensive, you're defensive.
You're playing something out right now? It's exactly how it goes.
Now, finally, Melissa, are there exercises we can do then to improve our overall happiness with our partner?
The eyes play an important part in falling in love. In the very, very early days, we fell in love through gazing. You remember sitting there with your partner, gazing into their eyes. So gaze lovingly at your partner once a day, I recommend.
I think you're going to say just one eye.
No, once a day.
Just a good one.
Once a day. Hug and hold your partner at the beginning and the end of the day. Also, little things like love notes, you know, anything in lunch boxes, messages, texts, anything that creates safety and security in a relationship is going to be a buffer for when the tough stuff does come along.
Definitely. And then remember, there's always a get-out clause. No, I'm kidding. That's probably a little bit too realistic, isn't it?
And, of course, if that doesn't work, see your lawyer.
Thank you very
Melissa,
much,
good to see you.
Melissa.
Thank you so much for having me.